Hey, it's Mr. Barr, and I am out here in my garden. I planted this actually yesterday. We'll see how it comes in. I planted some broccoli. I planted beets, carrots, onions, and I think some peppers or something. I'm not sure. And there's a little bird over there. So you see him, that guy behind me? Where is he? Little bird hopping around on those pipes over there. Hey, so imagine you go to the grocery store and you buy two broccolis and 4 carrots, and it comes to $8. And another day you go and you buy 3 broccolis and 7 carrots, and it comes to $10. I don't know, I'm making this stuff up. So what is the cost of broccoli and what's the cost of carrots? That's the question. How can you solve a system like that? That's a real life solution or a system. And how do you solve a system like that? That's what we're going to work on right now. Solving real life systems of equations. Hey, this is Mr. Barr, and we're going to take some notes for system word problems. So let's start with our name on our notes. So let me show you what I'm writing. So you're writing this along with me. We're going to do name. And we're going to do system word problems. So write down your name and system word problems. So we're using linear systems to solve real life problems. You do not need to write anything until I start writing. So on Monday, Mr. Barr bought 4 pencils and 8 notebooks. The total price was $20. On Tuesday, Mr. Barr bought 6 pencils and 3 notebooks. The total price was $12. How much are pencils and how much are notebooks? By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to solve questions like that. So that exact problem, here's what we're going to do. We're going to set up a system of equations that models this. So we're going to set up 2 equations in standard form. Any ideas what those 2 equations would look like? Well, this is what they look like. Let's get this into our notes. So what I have is I buy 4 pencils where P is the price of the pencils, plus 8 notebooks where N is the cost of the notebooks, and that equals $20. The second time I go, I buy 6 pencils times the price of the pencils, plus 3 notebooks times the price of the notebooks, and that equals $12. So that is the system of equations. I could now solve this system and find the price of the notebooks, price of the notebooks and the price of the pencils. So that's our next part here. P stands for the price of the pencils, and N stands for the price of the notebooks. It does not stand for the number of pencils or the number of notebooks. So let's solve this system. How would you solve a system like this? Well, I need to get either the P's or the N's to cancel out. I would do it by multiplying the top equation, this is in your notes, I'm going to multiply the top equation by 6 and the bottom equation by -4. Which gives me 6 times 4 is 24p. 6 times 8 is 48n. 6 times 20 is 120. Negative 4 times 6 is negative 24p. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12n. And negative 4 times 12 is negative 48. These two cancel each other out. 48 minus 12 is 36. 120 minus 48 is, what's that, 72? So n equals $2. That's the price of the notebooks, but we still have to get the price of the pencils. So I'm going to take this $2 and plug it in for pencils. No, I'm going to plug it in for, excuse me, not for pencils. I'm going to plug it in right there for notebooks. Ignore that. So we'll plug it in and we'll get the price for the pencils. So 4p plus 8 times the price of the notebooks. Notebooks are $2, so 8 times 2, which is 16. And we'll solve this. So 4p equals 4, so pencils equals 1. So notebooks are $2 and pencils are $1. Pencils are $1, notebooks are $2. We just used a system of equations to solve a real-life problem. Let's look at another one. We're going to build the equations for this. So I'm actually done with our notes for today. The notes are done. The rest of this is just practicing. So let's see if we can build the equation for this. The 7th graders took a field trip. They used 3 buses and 2 vans, and a total of 170 kids went. So let's build an equation for that. 3 times the number of kids per bus plus 2 times the number of kids per van equals 170. 8th graders, 2 times the number of kids per buses plus 3 times the number of kids per van equals 130. At this point, we would have to solve this system of equations. How would you solve something like this? You have options. You can either multiply the top by, let's see what, we have to multiply the top and bottom to make this work. So let's go with the top by 2 and the bottom by negative 3. So I have 6b plus 4v equals 340, and negative 6b minus 9v equals negative 390. If you're watching this live, let's stop right there, and why don't you try to solve it? So there are 10 kids in each van, but I still have to know how many kids are in buses. So let's take that van and plug it in up there and figure out how many kids are in buses. So 3 buses, 3 times the number of kids in buses, plus 2 times the number of kids in vans, which is 10, equals 170. So it gives me 3b plus 20 equals 170. So 3b equals 150, so b equals 50. So there are 50 kids in buses. So we have 10 kids in vans and 50 kids in buses. There are the 2 equations I built for it. 50 kids in buses and 10 kids in vans. All right. This one, why don't you just try to build the system of equations? 4 times the price of hot dogs. So let's go with H for hot dogs and C for chili dogs. So what did I use? Oh, I didn't build it. Okay, let's go with H for hot dogs and C for chili dogs. So these are H's. And these are C's. And let's see if you can build the system of equations for this. So I'm going to go with 3 hot dogs. That's actually the price of the hot dogs. 3 times the price of the hot dogs plus 4 times the price of the chili dogs equals my total of 1075. And 8 times my price of hot dogs plus 2 times my price of chili dogs equals 1350. So those are the 2 equations that would model this. I could then solve it by probably multiplying the bottom by -2. If I hit the bottom with a -2, then my chili dogs would cancel out and I could solve it for hot dogs. But let's just stop right there for that. It's been a long enough video. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.